And yeah, there was an old lady who was on. She came on like 4 times, and she was convinced that it was because Simon didn't like her, and so she finally came back the last time because Simon wasn't there. So she was convinced they would let her through. And no, you're a nice old granny, but you can't sing. At least, you sing for a granny. You don't sing for. I guess that's the thing is you get the Susan Boyles. You get the quirky comedy acts or whatever. Um, there was one guy who was singing. He was a songwriter kind of guy, and he was singing one of his own things, and the words were kind of lame, but I could see, part of me in my brain was like, this could work if if it was a young pop star singing it who actually had a decent voice. And then he dropped his pants and was waving his dick around, literally waving his dick around. It was so inappropriate. It was so obscene. Two of the female judges, like, they left. They weren't going to stand there and watch this guy. They had to leave because he wouldn't stop. And I can't believe they let him go on as long as they did. It's like, when, in any audition, if you claim to be any kind of professional, would you think it's appropriate to drop your trousers and wave your dick at the judges? You're not auditioning for porn. You're auditioning to be on national television. And I realize things are a little more lax in Europe, but this is wrong. This is wrong. You don't do that. I'm liking her a lot. Let's get some shading on her. Keep doing that. Wrong button. Well, first I'm going to see about possibly. You know what? But this was a singing contest, C-Rex. That troupe of dick puppeteers from Australia, okay, that's what they advertise, and he wasn't auditioning for them. He was auditioning for Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul and whoever else. Like, this is not the show for this. This is not So You Think You Can Dick. This is not Dick Idol. This is not, the ex-dictor. This was a singing audition. Hmm. The talk show. There. I love you guys. Hmm. This one? May or may not leave that. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is when they let people go because they're, quote unquote, so good they're so bad they're good. Like that's mean spirited, frankly. You're on there for a joke. I don't care for those. I mean, but people really aren't prepared to take the brutal truth, and they don't have time to coddle you, and they're not there to teach you. It's not a You're not auditioning for a school. You're with potential. You're auditioning to be on national television because you want to win $1 billion. Um, they had one guy who said, he sold his truck and whatever to get his airplane ticket and was convinced, and he was horrible. It's like you were probably fine at a party with friends in the bar, um, but like the I really have to wonder the people who say this has been my dream my whole life. I think are the real delusional ones. Like, no, you haven't. I bet you haven't. I bet you haven't. This is your dream your whole life, like buying a lottery ticket is. I want to be rich, but I don't want to work for it. You know, they had a kid who was just the worst attitude. And she knew she had a bad. She's like, "What do you do?" She goes, "Nothing. I'm lazy. I stay at home and I on my mom's couch and I watch TV. But I know I'm the best thing ever. Therefore, you should pass me right away." And they're like, "No." I mean, I think even if she'd have to be like super duper exceptional for them to get past that attitude. And it's like, you know, no. Or some people saying like your voice is fine, but you don't have the stage presence, you don't have the charisma, you don't have the, you know, whatever. We got nothing to work with here. It's about that observation. It's about that critical ability to say, there's a bit of self-editing, but there's also just the, I don't know. Which is fine, Celentra, but do you have the voice for radio? Like, you know? Haha, yeah, so do I. I don't know why I have the camera on. Let's go back to this. Take that off. Oh, poop. There we go. Okay, that's better. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Lythra. Yeah, see, there's the laughing's got to be held down. Cilantro, I suppose. But you know, Jolie, if you're okay with it, some people make a great living as being the character actor. You know, they've been in a zillion things because they are the every person, and you can make a perfectly great living like that. And then, you know, then when you die, you're on Facebook, and everyone kind of goes, "Oh, that guy," you know. But yeah, but you know, you gotta be happy with it. You gotta be okay with that. Okay, what is going on in the background here? No, I'm happy I made Hannah happy. Happy babies are happy.